when you're really interested in a guy, what tends to happen is that energetically, and maybe even in our habits and behaviors, and hopefully not in our habits and behaviors, but definitely energetically, we tend to push him away, because at a subconscious level, and everything is always happening at an unconscious level, it's beneath the surface, it's a feeling where we don't even know why we are like pulled towards someone and why we are repelled from someone. It's a feeling, and feeling resides at the subconscious level. Now, when a woman really likes a man, what tends to happen, especially if a woman is in her unhealthy energies, so the healthy energies that I talk about on my channel and all of my work are the healthy empowered masculine energy and the healthy empowered feminine energy. If we are in our healthy empowered feminine energy, we're not feeling a lot of interest and sparks in the beginning of a relationship, right? We are waiting to see what a man is going to do. Is he going to pursue us? Is he going to lead the relationship? Who is this man made of? And when we're in that energy, and when we're in that sort of role, which is the empowered feminine, we naturally create tension and desire for a man, because we're not really interested, right? Like, that's kind of how it's supposed to be. We're not really interested in him. What tends to happen, and why most women push a man away, is because they are in their unhealthy energies and they take his role. And so what ends up happening when we take a man's role is, energetically and at a subconscious level, he's not feeling that pull to move the relationship forward. Now, think about a time, when you've been in a relationship and you've wanted to move to commitment, which could be, engagement, or you're dating and you want a man to sort of commit and, say that he wants you to be his girlfriend. And, how many times have you been in this situation where you've tried to get a man to like you and to move to this next level, and something has sort of stopped him, right? So he said, I'm just not there yet, or I'm not interested, or something is just not there for me. Maybe he's communicated these words to you. The reason for that is, often if you're so compelled to move the relationship to that next level, and that can show up in many behaviors. So there can be the demanding woman and the reactive woman, or the woman that I'm going to speak about in this video, which is the nice girl. In both scenarios, energetically, because everything is energy, we're placing too much interest and too much importance on this one particular man in this relationship. And what tends to happen when we're doing that is, we're in our unhealthy masculine energy, and naturally he'll move into the feminine energy, and not the healthy feminine energy, but the unhealthy feminine energy, which is indecisiveness. So he'll move into this zone of being unsure. And, all of us have been in this sort of situation with a man where he's unsure and he's not spirited in his intention of sort of locking it down with us. And the reason for that is because our over interest compels him to take distance and take space, and he doesn't even realize that this is happening. It's just a feeling that he has when he's with a woman, that this is not the person for me. Now, I want to talk about the nice girl syndrome a little bit, because I work with many women that are in this energy where they're in their healthy masculine energy, so they feel really good to be around, right? The healthy masculine energy is supportive and loving, and they feel good to be around. Even to me, they're clients and people that, once I find them a man, I would be friends with them, because they feel very good to me. They feel like my masculine partner to me. Now, the key here is that they feel good to be around, so there's no drama, no negativity or anything like that, which can be present in some of the toxic energies. So they're healthy, they feel good to be around in that way, but they don't create enough spark and tension, because they feel too good to be around. There's no tension, there's no polarity there. Now, what I mean by that is that they're just always available. They're just there. They don't get angry. They don't really have any sort of emotional range. And masculine men are very attracted to empowered feminine women, and empowered feminine women are very well versed in emotions, right? So as a feminine woman, I'm very comfortable with my emotions and my sensitivities, and I really love being a woman and a girl, right? I'm able to express myself in ways that bring out the protector energy in not only my partner, but also other men in social media who are always supporting my work and commenting on my work, etc. Because I bring out this energy and vibe within them that makes them like compelled and pulled to me. Now, the woman that is in her masculine energy and in her healthy masculine energy, because there's nothing wrong with masculine energy. I mean, I, as a feminine woman, am also embodied in my masculine energy, and that is the reason I'm able to show up in my feminine energy. So there's nothing wrong with masculine energy. But in a relationship or in a dynamic, if a woman is in her masculine energy and there's a man that's in his masculine energy, there's not enough tension and sparks and polarity there to get the man, the biological man, as the masculine energy to move the relationship forward, because both energies are essentially flat in their energy, right? So, when I think about my partner, and he's, an empowered masculine man, his energy is more, let's just say blah, right? Like he's not overly emotional, and he's flatter in his energy, which is the way he's supposed to be, right? I'm the more animated, energetic, emotional one, and he is the more steady, calm, stable one. Now, in a relationship with a woman where a man is in his masculine energy, so he's not providing that much of the energy, if a woman is also not providing that much energy to the dynamic and she's flat in her emotions, what tends to happen is there's no fuel to get the relationship moving. There's no energy there. And a man, what tends to happen is he can't get enough like gumption, like that spark and that energy to pursue the woman. So she'll feel good to be around because, again, these women are stable. They don't ever get angry at you. They're just pleasant, right? They're helpful, they're supportive, they're pleasant. So he'll show up, he'll provide crumbs, he'll message and all that, but he won't, there's not enough oomph in the dynamic. Sorry, I'm just recovering from a cold. In the dynamic for him to actually solidify the relationship. So I'm dealing with this with a few of my clients that are in my group coaching program, and I'm also doing a texting package with one of them. And this is sort of the case with this one woman, a few of them actually, where their energy feels so good to me. I think they're amazing women. They're kind. They're just really nice to be around, right? They're not reactive. But what's happening with the men, and there's two of them, but particularly one of them I wanted to speak about in this video, is that he actually mentioned in a text message the other day that, she's so nice and she's so accommodating, but that he kind of wanted some sort of emotion from her. And what he's talking about is that he's not leading in the relationship, right? Before she came to me, it was weeks and weeks, I think almost months actually, maybe even a year, that he had actually seen her and sort of progress the relationship. And yet every single time he messages her or he's sort of available, she jumps on it. She gets so excited, and she kind of just is there and available for whatever he's giving her, rather than her taking ownership for her own life and saying, you know what, this doesn't work for me, screw you. Now, as we started working together and she's in my group program, and I've been advising her, and her self-worth has been going up, what's been happening is she has been communicating that to him. Now, when we first started working together and they were in this sort of dynamic where he would text message her, but he wasn't doing anything beyond that, right? Like he wasn't calling, he wasn't setting up dates. I had said to her that, she needs to say to him that she wants more in the relationship, and I sort of guided her on what to say. And after that, he kind of vanished. And what would happen is he would periodically show back up, right? And now, because we're doing our inner work, she's in the group program with me and she's doing her inner work, naturally she's more magnetic in the universe, and again he's come back around. And this time what's interesting is he stepped up his efforts, meaning at least now he's calling and he's opening up a little bit more. She has not moved into her feminine energy enough. So feminine energy is a woman that is in her feminine energy has very high self-esteem and is a high value woman, meaning she offers a lot in the relationship and in the dynamic. And when I say offers a lot, I mean in her energy. Her femininity is so alluring to a man that a man will do anything and everything to be with her, right? And, she sort of made some excuses for him and said, well, he works a lot, he lives 40 minutes away and things like that. And that means nothing, right? Like, my partner and I also don't live together. He also lives 40 minutes away from me. He's always coming to see me. He's always working. He's super busy, but there's never been a moment where he's not come to see me. Like, I infuse too much femininity into our relationship, and I make him feel too good as a man that there's no way he's not going to pursue me and come to me and come see me. Like, it's just not going to happen. Now, in this sort of situation, what's happening is that the woman is not evoking enough emotion in the man, right? There's no tension because she's always available, she's always nice, she's very accommodating, and it's flat, right? So he doesn't feel anything. In order for a relationship to thrive, a man wants to feel something from the woman. The nice girl is always there. She's always helpful. She's always accommodating. It doesn't matter what the man does. So this man was like, he had disappeared for like months, right? As soon as he messages again, she will resume the conversation with him. So do you see how when we are in that energy, for a man, it's kind of boring, right? It's like he can't do any wrong, and no matter what, the woman is going to be there. And there's nothing wrong with this per se, as in, she's a nice person, but she's doing this from a masculine energy standpoint, meaning the reason that she's being nice is because she doesn't want to lose him, which inherently is manipulative. There's a big difference between being a nice girl and being kind, right? I'm a very kind person, but I'm not nice if I don't need to be nice, right? When we're nice and we're coming off in this energy where we're accommodating and pleasing people, it's coming from a space of I don't feel good about myself, and if I actually assert myself, I'm going to lose this thing or lose this person. So inherently, it's not really nice when we're showing up accommodating. We're doing it for our own manipulative reasons as well because we're afraid to lose this person. Now, for this woman and for when you're a nice girl, what you'll tend to find is that your relationships are devoid of passion. So you might feel very passionate about the person, about the man, because he's just always a little bit ahead of you. And so you're always trying to get him, but he's not going to feel passion towards you. So, he's not going to set up dates. It's not going to be romantic. Things are going to be very, very flat because there's just not enough tension. So what do you do in this situation? Well, inner work is number one. I always advocate for inner work. You can read my books. I get into that a little bit more in Secrets of the Feminine Woman. Book a call with me. I can help you with that. Inner work is everything, because if we don't do the genuine inner work, we're going to be coming from a space of games and strategies. So for the number one thing that we need to do if we're in a situation like this is we want to allow ourselves to feel what we're feeling versus sort of numb or make excuses for someone. Now, if someone disappeared from my life or ghosted me or didn't pursue me for months, I would lose interest. And so my natural response to him would be uninterested. I would not be interested in this person. And my client has me on WhatsApp, and this is a perfect example where he'll text message and, we're a few hours, we have a time delay, time difference between, she's in California and I'm in Eastern time. And so what tends to happen is, if he'll message her late at night, I'll be sleeping. And rather than her waiting for my coaching the next day, she'll go and immediately message him, respond. And when you do this, it might feel good in the moment because your ego gets satisfied that he's messaging you, but what ends up happening is it dims attraction because you're just available, right? This person has disappeared, and instead of being mad or prioritizing yourself, what's happening is as soon as he messages you, you're just available and you're there. Now, I don't recommend playing games, and so if you are available and you want to do that, definitely do what is right in your heart. But what I can tell you is that at a subconscious level, when a man is not treating us well, he knows this. And if we are nice, there's a disconnect in terms of his mind because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why the woman is being nice and overly accommodating when he's not showing interest. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.